What does Christmas look like for you? Obviously, this Christmas will be quite different due to the current pandemic, a Christmas transformed by Zoom, but you may respond with a typical answer. Christmas looks like a time spent with family and food, with Mariah Carey singing in the background. Or maybe a hilarious children's nativity where a child dressed as a sheep tries to steal the baby Jesus. Maybe you like to fully immerse yourself in the traditional festive season, roasting chestnuts on the open fire. Does anyone actually do that? What if I were to ask you to put your Christmas into a film? What type of film would it be? There are TV channels now continually showing Christmas films trying to capture the feel-good nature of Christmas. But what about the original? How would that measure up? It's not a comedy, is it? There's no jokes in the traditional nativity. It may provide a few funny moments, but it's not written as a comedy. It's a bit more serious than that. How about a romance? You've got a young couple betrothed to be married, but a difficult to explain pregnancy that looms large and no happy ending either. With the young family fleeing to Egypt from Herod as he slaughters the young boys of Bethlehem. So how about a superhero film? Superhero films are very popular at the moment, and didn't Jesus come to save the world? He's got all these special powers and abilities. But none of the Marvel or DC films are based on real events, are they? This was. What about a documentary? A well-researched report on true events, and many people would be surprised to know the Bible is incredibly accurate, historically reliable, and well documented. But it's more than just a cold, factual account. It's a story of emotions, hope, suspense, and of course, love. The Bethlehem story doesn't just fit into one type. It's a real-life account of a historical event, complete with drama, action, and intrigue, where it introduces the ultimate superhero. In fact, Jesus coming as a baby was just part one. The child grew up to be a man, performed amazing miracles, spoke out with authority, but was ultimately executed to appease the people by crucifixion. What began as an inspiring chronicle of hope became something of a horror story. Rejection, betrayal, jealousy, false accusations, torture, and the execution of an innocent man. Many films have been made on the theme of the one giving their life for the many. It's a moving theme, but is the story of Jesus more than just an inspiring tale of hope and self-sacrifice in the face of great adversity? When we look at the reasons behind the life and death of Jesus, we begin to see something quite beautiful emerging. The greatest love story of all time. God, who created galaxies as vast as the one we live in, worlds as beautiful as ours, and humans as individual and complex as yourself, came down to us in the form of man. He didn't let his divinity stop him from coming down to the dirt of the earth. We turned our backs on him, God the Three in One, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, turning to sin, falling from the standards of God and heaven. But God in love comes down to those who have rebelled against him, to you and to me. He could have left us down here to go through life alone and to pay for our sin, our wrongdoing afterwards. After all, we wronged the perfect, loving, and just Creator. But instead, God in love comes down. Jesus literally steps in to pay the price for all of our wrongdoing and sin, being the perfect sacrifice. He's crucified and he rises again, giving us new life in union and relationship with him. This is what the Christian's Christmas is. Yes, hopefully family, food, and parties post-COVID, but at the center, at the heart, God stepping into humanity, offering any who would accept it life for eternity, whilst defeating death. Christmas is seeking to celebrate this fact and live it out in the midst of a world where 2020 has made it abundantly clear we are not untouchable or immortal. So what will this Christmas look like for you? Will it stay in the realm of Michael Bublé's Christmas album and Pigs in Blankets? Or will it look like embracing this message of love, hope, peace, and salvation?